Deandre, a game that took nearly 3 hours, came down to the final second. What did this one take from you guys?
Togetherness, not getting deflated by, the environment and the content they was throwing at us. Calls wasn't going our way, but we stayed together. And, that's the main thing. Being in tough games and games not going your way, especially when you're at home, it's just you just gotta come together and just really stay solid. And the game went in favor for us. Staying solid, and we stopped fouling down the stretch a little bit, and it was a free throw type of game. And that's what it comes down to when you have two great teams playing against each other.
When it comes to that level of connectivity amongst this team, though early in the season, no matter who's out there, who's not out there, why have you guys been able to find that success early?
I'll give my hats off to JJ. JJ and the staff just been pushing us. Regardless who's out there, they've been doing it since I got here. From training camp, from the months I've been in the summer in the gym, he's been the same guy. And, it's just been every day, just drilling in our heads, having that championship mentality, championship shape, championship communication. And, that's our motto, and that's what we've been going by. And it's super contagious. The guys who are out, they work their way up to come back and play, come in the lineup, and it's like they never left.
When you guys are not shooting it great as a collective, how much confidence does it give you that you can basically win the game on the defensive end?
There's a lot of confidence because we're not really dependent on our offense. JJ really wants us to have have our defense, create our offense, and that's what you see in glimpses of us, and Spurs having our runs and getting stops and the crowd getting into it. That really gave us that boost as well.
At your run this morning, you said you didn't really want to overemphasize any game other than the other, right? But clearly, pregame, you had some pep in your step, and the building was feeling it.
I wasn't paying attention. That's every game. Every game, I'd be dancing and all of that.
Okay, how about this then? The building was here to celebrate the Dodgers. You guys get to end a homestand before you go on a long road trip. All those factors considered, how does this feel for a group win to get this? You're 7-2 to start the
I ain't
season.
gonna lie. Seeing the Dodgers, the champions walking in, they put a little pressure on me. I was a little nervous. I was like, man, just actually seeing them in person. I've been watching them through a glass, all season. But yeah, it was definitely some pressure, and the crowd was into it. So it was definitely something to put on for the fans and leave them home happy.
You got that alley in the third quarter, and I think y'all were down, close to double digits. That started to turn the game around. Like, what was it like for you to get down the floor, finish that play, force timeouts, and have them, figure out what's happening to y'all?
Piggybacking off our defense, that was a defensive stop, and Luka threw the ball in. I just ran with him, honestly, and it was a great pass by him. But that's mainly our point, just it was 1 through 5, and we wanted to turn them over. We got a lot of calls, but it eventually worked out in our favor. Playing physical and playing in that type of game, and making it a effective game as well.
You weren't in foul trouble. Like, there was 3 dudes on the other team fouled out, 3 dudes against you had 5 fouls. How did you, starting center, play so well defensively?
Yeah, man, that's that 1 through 5, man. That's that 1 through 5, man. That's that 1 through 5. That's something I've been wanting to show, especially to my coaching staff as well. And they trust me, to really go out there and guard 1 or 2 dribbles, before my help come. And yeah, I'll be good. I'll be comfortable out there. I know my help coming, so I'm straight.